So, last question is...
Hello, Kitty.
So water is becoming more and more a hot topic, and by now, next month actually, we will have a referendum on the possibility to privatize water.
Oh.
Many governments are thinking about it.
Oh.
So while getting information about you to prepare for this interview, we found out that together with your son, you are the head of the Fluoride Action Network.
Fluoride Action. I've just written a book on fluoride.
Can you tell us a
Yeah.
little
Well,
bit about
first of all, you're seeing a lot of things now, which is essentially a struggle between multinational corporations who are bent on consuming the world and communities. And somewhere in the middle are politicians. Some politicians are for the communities, some politicians obviously working for the corporations. And if you look at it, look at what we got. We got nuclear power instead of alternative decentralized energy. We have privatization of water by these big Veolia, Global, and often these companies are the same companies. They're nuclear, they're waste incinerators, and they're buying up all the water. And genetic engineering is another one. So we constantly see this struggle between what's good for the community, and I think what's good for the planet, and what's good for corporations. So yes, we've got to make sure that you win those referendums. It's 2C, right? 2C.
The problem is there is a lot of misinformation.
Yes, of course, money buys misinformation.
Yes.
That's what goes with the corporations, goes public relation. But the power of the people and the power of internet and emails today is phenomenal. Look what happened in Egypt. Look what happened in Tunisia and so on. Didn't quite work in Libya, but and look what happened in the Soviet Union. I mean, it's people power. If enough people get into the city square, they can stop anything, including tyrants. But to come back to this question, yes, 15 years ago, I got involved with fighting the addition of fluoride into the water. Now, most countries don't do this. Only 8 countries in the world have more than 50% of their populations drinking fluoridated water. Most of them are English-speaking. Australia, New Zealand, United States, Ireland, Israel, that's not English-speaking, Malaysia, Singapore, and Colombia. There's more than 50%. And then there's about 30 countries which have a small part of their population drinking fluoridated water. Overall, about 400 million people, and most of them live in North America, either Canada or the United States. So most of Europe does not fluoridate its water. Italy doesn't fluoridate its water. Most of the mainland of Europe doesn't. Some countries started but stopped. You've got England at 10% of the population, Spain 3% of the population, and Ireland 73%. And Ireland has mandatory fluoridation. Absurd, bizarre, there we are. And it is one of the craziest things that we have ever done. I'll give you several indications of why this is crazy. If you look at the level of fluoride in mother's milk, baby's first meal, developed over millions of years, you find the level of fluoride is remarkably small. It's 0.004 parts per million. 0.004 parts per million. We fluoridate at 1 part per million. This means that a bottle-fed baby is getting 250 times more fluoride than nature intended. Haven't I read that? That's stupid. So that's the first thing. Nature tells us the baby doesn't need fluoride, and we're going to give that baby too much fluoride. The second thing is even the promoters have now conceded that the major benefits of fluoride are topical. It works on the outside of the tooth, not from inside the body. So with fluoridated toothpaste, universally available, you can brush it on your teeth and spit it out. This way, you avoid exposing all the tissues of your body, and you avoid exposing people that don't want it. And that's the other issue which has always been there. When you put fluoride in the drinking water, you're forcing on people without their informed consent to medication, which is a no-no. You're allowing a community to do to everyone what a doctor could do to no one. A doctor can't say, drink this. He can't. He can say, I think you should drink this because it will do you this good and it will do you this harm, but you're meant to make the decision. And another thing which makes it stupid to put fluoride, a medicine, in the water is you can't control the dose. Because once it's in the water, people drink different amounts of water and therefore get different doses. Secondly, you can't control who gets it. So it's going to go to babies, it's going to go to old people, it's going to go to sick people, it's going to go to people who have poor nutrition, it's going to go to people that have poor kidney function and can't get rid of the fluoride. It's absolutely crazy. If you ask any pharmacist, pharmacia, you ask a pharmacist, is there any drug in your store that you don't have to control the dose? Ah, crazy. Of course not. Is there any drug that you can give to anybody, man, woman, and child, sick? Absolutely not. Is there any drug that you can give where no doctor has written a prescription? No. The whole thing is bizarre. It's absolutely bizarre. But in America, in England, it's the sacred cow. It's the most wonderful. It's one of the top 10 public health achievements of the 20th century. Oh, crazy. So that's 15 years of frustration, but last October we wrote a book with 2 other scientists called The Case Against Fluoride, 80 pages of references. So everything I've learned about this subject is now between 2 covers of a book. And if I died tomorrow, I would be not happy to die tomorrow, but I would be content that at least I got that book written and got it all out of my system. But it's so frustrating. My life is like yin-yang.
Yes.
I come to Italy and I say, C, Refuti Zero, C. It's positive. Everything about Refuti Zero is positivo. When I'm in America, I'm fighting fluoride. It is no fluoridation. You have to do it, you have to fight these bad things, but I need both. I need to be positively stimulated, like tonight is a fantastic meeting. It's one of the best meetings I've had in the Naples area ever. Very, very good, because the audience was so alive and passionate. So I get my positive vibes from Refuti Zero, and of course Italy as well. Italy is a wonderful place.